I was in 8th grade when I learned to program.
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
You just learn these lessons, and there aren't that many of them, and you just eventually can get to the point where you can do almost anything that you want.
Computer science is just learning how a computer works and how it thinks so that you can teach it to do new things.
These days, what you can do in computer science is pretty much amazing.
I think it's the closest thing we have to a superpower.
In the next hour, we're going to play a game that will teach you the basic concepts of programming. Usually programming is all in text, but we'll use Blockly, which uses visual blocks that you drag and drop to write programs. Under the hood, you're still creating code. To start off, we're going to build code for a program that will help this angry bird move through a maze to get to the evil pigs that stole its eggs. Blockly is split into 3 main parts. On the left is the bird's maze, where your program will run. The instructions for each level are written below the maze. This middle area is the toolbox, and each of these blocks is a command that the bird can understand. The white space on the right is called the workspace, and this is where we'll build our program. If I drag the move block to our workspace and press run, what happens? The bird moves forward 1 box on the grid. And what if I want the bird to do something after the move forward on 1 box? I can add another block to our program. I'm going to choose the turn right block, and I'll drag it underneath my move block until the yellow arrow appears. And then I'll drop it, and the 2 blocks will snap together. When I press run again, the bird will perform the commands that are stacked from top to bottom on our workspace. If you ever want to delete a block, just remove it from the stack and drag it to the trash can. After you've hit run, you can always hit the reset button to get the bird back to the start. Now let's get those pigs.
One thing that computers are really good at is repeating commands. As a person, you'd get really bored if you had to do the same thing lots of times in a row. But a computer can do the same thing millions or even billions of times and not get bored and be able to carry that out really well. So for example, if I wanted to wish everyone on Facebook a happy birthday by sending them an email, It might take me more than a century to actually write out all of those emails to everyone. But with just a few lines of code, I can have a system send an email to everyone on Facebook wishing them a happy birthday. So that's what loops are and why they're valuable and something that computers can do very well. In this example, your goal is going to be to move the bird to hit the pig. Now, we're going to be able to use the repeat block in order to be able to do this very easily. You can either do this by giving the computer a move forward command 5 times in order to advance the bird 1 step each time to the pig, or you can just tell the computer to move forward once and then tell it to repeat that 5 times and it'll do the same thing. So in order to do this, you drag your move forward command and then you put it inside the repeat block. And you can click on it and tell it how many times you want to repeat the block to tell it how many steps you want it to take forward. Now, one more thing is you can put as many commands as you want inside the repeat block. So in this example, you're telling it to move forward and turn left, which it'll do 5 times. All right, good job and have fun.
Every athlete knows that you get good by practicing, by repeating the same moves until you get really good, or until you reach your goal. When I was in high school, I wouldn't leave practice until I made 10 free throws in a row. Similarly, when you get to a computer program and repeat a command, you can give it an exact number of times to repeat. Or you can define a goal and tell it to repeat the command until it reaches some goal. In the next example, the repeat block is changed. Instead of specifying how many times you want it to repeat, you can use the repeat until block to tell the Angry Bird to do the same thing until it gets the pig or until it crashes into a wall. And again, we can put multiple blocks inside the loop and repeat a series of actions.
Brains. 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 Brains.
An if-else statement is a decision between two things. So say, for example, if Scrat finds the acorn, he's happy, else he's sad and keeps searching. Now let's see how we can use an if-else statement with our buddy Scrat. This block looks the same as the if block, but there's an extra part on the bottom that says else. If I put a move block where it says do, and a turn left block where it says else, that means Scrat will move forward if there's a path ahead. And if there's not a path ahead, Scrat will turn left. It's making a decision and doing one of the two actions based on that decision. And just like if blocks, you can put if-else blocks inside repeat blocks. Now let's help Scrat get that acorn.
Hey guys, we're here at NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab in the room where we control the Curiosity rover, which is on Mars right now exploring the planet. The rover navigates Mars using a computer program that works a lot like the last puzzle you just solved. The last bit of code you created lays out instructions that can tell any robot how to find its way through a non-branching maze or tunnel of any complexity or length. It could be a zombie, a bird, a self-driving car, or even a Mars rover. The code you wrote can get it where it needs to go.
You may not think you've learned a lot in your first hour of code, but actually, these basic concepts you just learned are at the heart of every program or app that you'll ever create. So we've learned about repeat loops, repeat until statements, if statements, the if-else block. But hey, guess what? Don't stop here. There's tons of other stuff to learn. Visit code.org and continue your education into coding. Once you complete our full 20-hour curriculum, you'll have mastered the basics of programming and can start learning how to write phone apps, games, or robot instructions. Really anything, you name it. Technology is changing everything we do, and it doesn't matter if you're young or old. Programming is fun, and guess what? Anyone can do it.